Monsanto was founded in 1901 by John Francis Queeny as a chemical company. Monsanto's main product was saccharin, an artificial sweetener. Originally, Germany was the world's main supplier of saccharin, but because of World War I, Monsanto was able to monopolize the production and make the artificial sweetener popular in the United States. In the 1920s, Monsanto was officially established as one of the big U.S. chemical companies after they made a profit by investing in an overseas corporation that produced aspirin. In the 1920s, Monsanto switched their focus to industrial chemicals, specifically polychlorinated biphenyl, or PCBs. It was later proven that PCBs are carcinogens and pollutants. While PCBs are dangerous, they were used in various coolants and electrical devices, specifically in power transporters, or the boxes on power lines. Monsanto was the first producer of PCBs for almost 50 years before they were banned by Congress because of their toxicity. Internal documents that were leaked in 2002 showed that Monsanto was well aware of the dangers of PCB. They knew the dangers, but they were only worried about profit. In 1939, Monsanto was the U.S. military's official chemical supplier, and their most valuable product was styrene, which was used to make rubber. They were a large contributor to the Manhattan Project, which was responsible for the development of the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. After World War II, Monsanto again changed paths to the agricultural business and began researching herbicides. Their first product was dichloryl diphenyl trichloroethane, or DDTs, which essentially were banned because of how harmful it was to the environment and health. Their next herbicide was Agent Orange, which was used by the U.S. military as a defoliant during the Vietnam War. It was later found that the side effects of large amounts of exposure to Agent Orange led to cancer and birth defects among the citizens in Vietnam. Eventually, the U.S. government banned a lot of Monsanto's products, and as a result, hundreds of lawsuits filed against them took a toll on the company. So Monsanto shifted their focus away from chemicals into biotechnology research. In 1983, Monsanto researchers led by Robert Fraley became the first people to genetically modify plants. GMOs, in and of themselves, are not dangerous, but Monsanto took their research too far. They created a chemical known as glyphosate, later known as Roundup, and advertised their GMO seeds as being able to successfully withstand the herbicide when the crops are treated with it, which ensured a higher crop yield. Due to their patented laws that prevented any form of copyrighting their product, farmers who did not plant Monsanto seeds but had crops that crossbred with Monsanto plants were charged for violating their patent and fined. When wind blew pollen from GM crops to Percy Schmeiser's crops, his crops became contaminated, and Monsanto responded by suing him for patent infringement, despite the fact that the plants became cross-contaminated with the GMOs due to circumstances far out of Schmeiser's and other farmers like his control. In India, cotton was the most popular genetically modified crop, but the cotton crops modified by Monsanto not only contain pesticides in the plant, but genetically transforms the plant to produce toxins as they grow. Thousands of sheep owned by Indian farmers died as a result of eating the toxic cotton plants. This specific seed had failed many times, and despite consistent evidence, Monsanto decided to continuously promote the seed. Thousands of Indian farmers committed suicide as a result of not having control over their product. Despite the pushback from Indian government, Monsanto still remained in control of 90% of the seed market as of 2016. If you Google Monsanto and click on their official website, you are given a message that there is no information about them. That is because they technically shut their doors, but they are in business, hiding under the name Bayer, a pharmaceutical company. One of the most striking things that we learned while researching Monsanto was that they knew that their product was physically harming people for years, but they ignored these people who were literally dying from cancer and producing children with birth defects. Monsanto illuminates the concept of neoliberalism. They successfully cornered the agricultural market in the U.S., which took money and power away from the farmer themselves. Monsanto and other corporations like them are designed to keep people in poverty and ensure they continue to line their pockets with money. And little to no government intervention, they are able to get away with violating safety regulations and produce their products with the quickest and cheapest way possible.